Dogs and humans have been in a partnership for thousands of years, and this partnership is different, but there's benefits on both ends of that partnership.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that Hank does for me, having Hank, is he really allows me to live my life a little more freer than I did, such as going out into crowded public places before. I try to avoid them as much as possible. I deal with one of the side effects of the PTSD that I have is real bad anger. And Hank just kind of keeps me focused on him. And when I get into a situation or a trigger point that causes me to escalate my anger to almost a violent level, Hank acts as a soothing and calming influence on me to kind of get me out of that mindset, get me back down, grounded again, and able to handle the situation and either transition out of it or deal with it in a normal way and just go on from there instead of dwelling over it and continue to try to deal with it internally. He helps me just kind of get it cleared out of my mind and go on with my life.
When they first start coming in, they keep to themselves a little bit. They're very quiet. But I not only talk about training, but about what to expect when you're out with your dog. And I had one vet one time who had not gone out maybe for years, had stayed in pretty much, sent me a photo of where he was out in a soccer field with his dog, out with his family. And then he made another stop at, say, Walgreens or CVS or something. And when they're in class, we talk a lot about, yes, your dog is there for you. Your dog is there to be with you, but you have to be mindful and take care of your dog. You have to watch your dog, and your dog is going to tell you the truth. If your dog says there's nothing to be worried about here, you can believe that. They're not going to try to make you feel better. They're going to tell you the truth. And he said to me, he said, when he was out, he said, I couldn't worry about everything out there because I had to take care of my dog. I had to watch my dog. They have to take care of their dog, and then they start taking better care of themselves because they have to be there for their dog. And that part, I think, is not recognized. And I think in the big picture, it opens up something here that they thought might not be there anymore. And so it starts that on there. It's not perfect. You know, dogs are dogs. They're going to do things that don't always make us real happy. But the relationship with, I think, changes them. And again, they can trust the dog.
You know, I've had people ask me about it. You know, they would say, you know, oh yeah, I got a dog. I love him like a kid. He's my life. And I talk to them about the bond I have with them. It's a different kind of bond. It's more like a bond I have with a veteran. You can have a bond with your spouse, but it's a whole different bond you have with the combat vet, someone that's been through it. You feel more comfortable talking to them about things you can't talk to with your spouse. You can't even talk to your doctor about stuff you can talk with another vet. It's that kind of bond, and that's what I tell people is the bond I have with him is more like that, because unlike the other ones where they train a service dog and they give it to you and you learn to work together, which is what you're doing, we start from scratch one together. So you're bonding together. You're starting from scratch, working together and bonding, building that bond instead of saying, here's someone to learn to work together, now go. They're still good dogs. They're still going to do their job, but I think a service person with the service dog gets for me anyways, it's more like a veteran to veteran bond, I love my dog like it's my kid bond. Still same kind of love, but a different mentality of bond is what I feel. I've talked to a couple other veterans and they didn't realize it, and they're like, you know what, you're absolutely right.
If a dog has blocked a vet from moving forward, that's really good information that says, let's not go that way, let's go another way. So I think it's restored some family relationships. Maybe sometimes the dog is a go-between into who this vet is now, and the dog is there, that becomes the subject to focus on. We'll focus on the dog. When they're out, most people find when they're out with dogs, people talk to them about their dogs. They're not asking them questions. They're not asking them, what did you do last year or anything. It's like, oh, tell me about your dog. So it's opened up more conversation, and it's opened up more of doing things that everybody considers just doing every day.